Next Level Mindset bringing you another powerful and positive video. I want to share with you next level facts about the music business to help you succeed. Things that have worked in my music career. Make sure you stay with me all the way through to the end. I'm going to share some extra bonus points, pro tips off the script, and I'll tell you 3 things every label looking for in an artist. You do not want to miss this. Let me know in the comment section what stands out most for you. So the first next level fact to succeed in this business is to know that we have an art. Getting paid to do what we love to do and to create is life-changing. It is an awesome opportunity. I remember when I first started at the age of 5 or 6, learning the different aspects of it. It is a gift. Some of you right now watching, you have a talent and you have a gift. And I want to encourage you to just remember that. Getting paid to do what you love and to create is a life-changing opportunity. Others might try to downplay it. Some might try to think of it as not a real job. I look at it as a career. It's an opportunity for us to put the work in. One of my favorite affirmations says, I've embraced the concept that making big money can be easy and a lot of fun, working smarter instead of harder. One thing that has helped me to remember that when we do what we love to do, something that you've always wanted to do, you're able to make a living at it, that is a great opportunity. That is a life-changing. And a lot of us, we've grown up doing these type of things, doing music, getting paid to do what you love to do. It is a creative art, being an artist. And we'll talk more about being an artist in a little bit, but that's what has helped me in my life. To really succeed in this music business is to look at it as getting paid to do what you love to do is life-changing, powerful. It is a gift. It is next level. Getting paid to do what you love to do in the music business. The second next level fact about the music business to help you succeed, being true to who you are will make you outstanding. Everybody is wondering what can set me apart. What is it that can give me that confidence that I need to know? For me, in my journey, I found out just being true to who I am, being true to who you are, setting you apart. And that's one thing that has helped me to walk with that confidence, but it's not always been that way. I remember back when I first got started, I wanted to give up. I wanted to throw in the towel. I didn't think I had it. There were doubts, fears all in my mind. Some of you watching right now, there's going to be people that you're going to be an influence on. You never know how many people are really impacted by what you're doing in your life. Being able to stand out, that is the second next level fact. To be successful in this music business, right? To be able to stand out, and the only way that I found to be able to stand out and be outstanding is to be true to who I am, be true to who you are. The third next level fact to help you succeed in the music business is that no such thing as a writer's block for you. That's really just a mindset. But we can always come up with ideas. The times when you've gone through, think about everything that you've gone through. Once we put our minds to it, we can always come up with creative ideas using the experiences that we've gone through in life. As a matter of fact, there's so many things online these days. You can go online and get different information, integrate, investigate, and do research. That's one thing that has helped me in my life, to always come up with ideas. So consider that when you think about your music career, the next time you think about having writer's block, not being able to come up with any ideas, think about it from a mindset, using affirmation. I create affirmation that says I always come through with outstanding performance, and an outstanding result, I can get it done. It's really a mindset. You can always be able to write and create, taking your music to the next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it to get it done. We want to go to the next level. Part of my mission and part of my goal over here is to use my example, use my creativity, use my experience to empower you to know that you can go to the next level in your life, that you can do better, do greater things, that you don't have to stay where you are. So remember that there's no such thing as writer's block when it comes to you on the next level, because you can always come up with creative ideas, taking your music, getting the success that you need. Next level facts about the music business to help you succeed. And the fourth next level fact about the music business to help you succeed is that I always know you're worth more than the offer. You're always worth more than what they put on the table. I remember when I first started getting paid to do my music, it was interesting because I was able to use my craft, use my gift. There's even a scripture that says that your gift will make ways for you, something like that. So think about the fact that they're going to put something on the table. You're always worth more than that. So when you begin, and as you begin to exceed and excel in your music career, people are going to offer you, you're going to start getting paid to do what you love to do. So always keep in mind, you're always worth more than they offer you. One of my affirmations says, here, right now, I'm increasing my self-worth. Some will say yes, others will say no. Whatever happens, I stay positive because I know I am worthy, and God is making me even worthier still. So think about that. Consider that in your life. You're always worth more than the offer, and you can always get what you know you deserve. One of my things is start asking for it. Just ask for it, and you just never know, you might just get it. And the fifth next level fact about the music business to help you succeed: success in this music business is a long-term game. Most people don't realize that you can begin to plant the seeds right now. Everything you're doing right now is accumulating. The data is all adding up. Those things that you've investments, they're adding up right now for the long term. And for me, I just realized that it's all about a mindset. That's where the concept for my channel, Next Level Mindset. So once I got my mindset on the long-term success, that's when things start to happen. That's when plans begin to take action. Always think long-term. Even the concept of success. Success means so many different things for so many different people. What does it mean to you? For some of us, it may mean being out there in the light, shining in the spotlight, walking the red carpet. For others, it may just mean using your gift, using your talents, being a blessing, getting paid to do what you love to do. It is a next level fact about this music business. It's going to help you succeed. Success in this biz is about thinking long-term, planning out for the long game. Get signed to that record label. You need to know the difference between an artist and a singer. Not every singer is ready to be a recording artist. For example, in my life, when I grew up in church, different times we sang in the choir, that was not a recording like we do today. So today, when you're in the studio, everything is fine-tuned, everything is scrutinized. So not everyone who sings naturally is a recording artist. It took me a while to realize there's a difference. And record labels, they like to sign recording artists. The more you can know about being an artist and deciding if you're going to be a recording artist, that's how you can get your record deal. That's how you're going to get signed. So think about that in your situation. Consider that. Every recording artist has the potential to sing and write songs, but not every songwriter or singer is a recording artist. So it took me a while in my life on my journey to realize that I had to decide I'm going to be a recording artist. Labels these days are looking for recording artists. Have your knowledge, what it is to be a recording artist, how to get signed to a label and get your music out there. Get it out there. For most of us, it's about deciding whether we should sign with a major label or an independent label. And you can even get yourself set up to the point where you don't even need to have a label. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Whether they're an independent label or major label, they're looking to sign artists. The second thing you need to get signed to a label is to have a catalog of songs. At least 30, maybe 40, even 50 songs already lined up that you know you have ideas for. And of course, maybe not necessarily having them all finalized, but I would say at least have you at least an album that you're ready to go in. A record label see that you have at least an album of songs ready to go in and record and start getting them laid down. That's going to give them the impression and let them know you're ready. So what helped me in my life, I was ready to have at least 3 songs. I would suggest having at least 3 songs you can go into the studio right now, ready to record right now, put it down, verse and hook. That's what has helped me in my life. That's what helped me on my journey. They're thinking long term. So consider that as you advance your music career. Do you have a catalog of songs? I'm pretty sure you can come up with some different ideas and different titles. I would say that even if you don't have the full lyrics, come up with different topics, different titles, ideas, 30, 40, 50 songs, and then take it to that next level and have you at least 3 songs that you can go in right now, today. If a label showed up and said, we need you to come in and record, right now, today, you got at least 3 songs that you can go in and lay it down without a problem. To get signed, to land that recording deal, to land that record deal, get your music out there, to have a catalog, you're ready to get all those songs ready to start recording. They see it like that, and that's what has helped me in my life. Talking about my record label, when I finally got signed. Major independent labels, that's what they're looking for in an artist. You do that, you're on your way. Now, before we go to this next one, I just want to take some time and say thank you to all of my subscribers, my viewers, you right now coming back, taking the time. This means a lot, so I appreciate that. And if this is your first time, great music, entertainment, inspiration, motivation, hit that subscribe button and join the family. I'd love to have you as a part of Next Level community. The third thing that you need to be able to work quick. The ability to work quick on your feet. You might have a producer that's hired by your label to come in and say, we want to change things up real quick. Spontaneous. Be able to move and adjust. Record labels are looking for things just like that. I remember when I was putting together my single, Nobody, which the video is out, it's hot. Check that out with the link in the description. The video is hot. It's hot. You can check that out. But I remember when I was putting it together, my engineer, my producer, my record label, take it to the Alta Music, the ability to work quick on your feet, getting it done, that's going to help you to secure that deal and get your record deal, take your music to the next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it to get it done. We want to go to the next level in everything we do. Next level mindset. So think about that in your music career. Are you able to be a quick learner? Are you willing to take initiative, be spontaneous, be sharp in the moment? Recording artists creates. So if you're like that, you are creating. Being able to create. I remember when I was working on my first CD. Big shout out to J Love with Love Entertainment. He was the first record company that signed me up. Got my music out there, but there was plenty of times when I had to take the notice and change things up. Time is money. Money is time. Now it's time to share it with the world. So I want to encourage you. Do just that. Now, I've got some extra bonus points, pro tips, something about the record companies, what they don't want you to know. But before I do that, I've got to tell you a little bit about my brand new upcoming single, God's Time. That's a little bit of it playing right there. You can get a free download of my new single, God's Time. Go to takeittothealtarmusic.com. Fill out the information, leave your email. We're going to give you a free copy. We're putting together our mailing list, building up our fan base, excited about my new single. So check them out with my record label, takeittothealtarmusic.com, with the link in the description. If you've enjoyed this so far, do me a favor, hit that like button. Thank you. So this first bonus point that I want to share with you as an extra bonus point, it deals with the independent label and the major labels. Major labels, what they don't want you to know, okay, you're not going to hear this probably anywhere else. They don't want you to know the best way to get a record deal is to not need one. When they see that you're able to put your music out there on your own. As a matter of fact, one of my distribution companies was Beat Chain. There's all different types of distributions out there for independent labels and independent artists who are promoting their music. But once the labels see that you don't need them, that's when you get the deal. To be able to do it on your own, to have that drive and determination. And most record companies, they're not going to tell you that. But that's one thing that they're looking for. They're looking for an artist who's already making moves, already doing things, building a fan base, getting out there, sharing their things, doing and making moves for themselves. The second bonus point that I want to share with you, it deals mostly with the idea of your craft, getting better. We all have to have a certain confidence within what we're doing. And I'm talking to somebody right now, you've been kind of laid back. I want to encourage you to step out. Being an artist really means being unique. It means breaking the rules. It means taking those chances, taking those risks. It means setting the trends, not always following. I want to encourage you in your artistry, as you begin to take your music to the next level, be confident, have that faith, have that boldness to crack the artist code. It's to know how to do what I call cracking the artist code. And it comes in parts. The first part is knowing the difference between a singer and a recording artist. Not every singer or songwriter is ready to go in the studio and record. So the first step is to crack the artist code. Secondly, becoming that artist, becoming creative, making up in your mind you're going to be the creative artist that you know you are. And then the third step in cracking the artist code is to know the business aspect of it, to get to know more about the business, whether it's contracts, even the engineering stages, producing behind the scenes, getting to know that, cracking that code. And another thing that has helped me in my life, in my career, is I begin to realize that it's all about making a decision. It's something about being a recording artist, having that creative style, knowing that we are setting the trends. It's about having that success that you know is in your life. And when we talk about success, we're going to be talking more about that in a minute. 3 mandatory steps every recording artist needs to take in order to succeed and be successful. Cracking that artist code, deciding the difference between a recording artist and a singer and songwriter. Somebody you watching this right now, you are a recording artist in your heart. You just never decided, just never made that final decision. Choosing to become that artist that you already are, then getting to know the business aspects of it. That's number 1. To do that, cracking the artist code, that's number 1. 3 mandatory steps every recording artist needs to take for success. The second step every recording artist needs to take is to establish an online presence. Spotify playlists, that's one thing that's becoming more popular every day. Even a YouTube channel. Some of us have our own YouTube channel. Some of us are making a relaunch on our YouTube channel. That's another way that we can have an online presence right here online, establishing an online presence. Maybe YouTube is for you. Let me know in the comment section if you have your own YouTube channel. I'd like to check you out and follow you on that. Realize that it's about taking what we already have online, even if it's a side hustle right now, entrepreneurship, right? Taking that, making sure that we can use it as an inspirational and as a motivation, using our online presence as a way to create an extra income. As a matter of fact, I did some research. I checked on Google, and it says right here, YouTube will be a global multimedia company that helps connect people through the power of video. It will become an essential part of daily life for billions of users in every country worldwide. YouTube will continue to be where people go to do what they gotta do. And you fill in the blank, to get entertainment, to be educated, to sometimes have fun, or to have that release. YouTube is one of those platforms. It's gonna be around for a very long time. Establishing an online presence. So think about that in your career. Think about maybe you can establish an online presence. Even myself, I have a website, a blog page that I go to, and I use that as an opportunity to have another presence online. Okay, so any way you can as a recording artist. Second mandatory step, if we're going to be successful in this music business, we've got to have a online presence of some kind. Realize that this is a business. This is a business. Either big or small, this is a business. And some of you watching this right now, you have your own record label. You're releasing your own music. Let me know in the comments what your distribution is. All you're doing is getting yourself online, getting yourself connected. If this is your first time, great music, entertainment, inspiration, motivation, subscribe. Hit that bell and be the first to get my next video. Join the family. The mandatory step number 3 is to know the power of connecting. That's one thing that I'm doing more in my life. There's those out there who are drawn to us, to your story. There's those out there who are following you. They're following you because of your personality. Even if it means putting together a team, the teamwork makes the dream work. Consider that as you advance your music career. All right, think about that. The content strategy. What strategy are you going to have to connect with your audience, connect with your community, connect with your fans? And I tell you all the time, those of you who follow my music, you're not just fans, you're family as well. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about my YouTube channel. One of the ways that I do it is that at the time of this recording, I answer and respond to every comment. Everybody who leaves me a comment, I make sure I respond to them because I'm interested in to see what you have. That's why I respond to you. When you leave a comment, I'll respond to it as a way of engaging with you because you mean a lot to me. The opportunity to share my gift with you. So that's one thing that I do. Think about the fans that you have. Maybe you may do a live show. All right, and some fans are there. They want to hang out with you. Maybe you can provide a way for them to hang out with you backstage. Take a selfie with them and they can post it on their social media. And then everybody will be wondering, who is this and how did you get to network with them? It'll build some buzz. That is one way to build some excitement about what you're doing. Connecting with those around you. The power of connecting. Your vibe will attract your tribe. This thing is a lifestyle. We're going to talk more about that lifestyle in a minute. But yeah, it's all about knowing the power of connecting. Connecting with those who want to connect with you, building an audience, always being there, responding to different comments. It could mean giving away something free to those who follow you. Let me know in the comments, what ways do you have to connect with your group, to connect with your audience? I'd like to know that. That's the third mandatory step that every recording artist needs to take for success in this music business, is knowing the power of connecting to those who follow us. And in my life, in my music career, I found that to be so important, to make that connection with the family, to make that connection with your audience, to make that connection with your fans, to let them know they're just not fans, they're also family. So consider that in your career. Different ways. Get creative. How can you connect? How can you spend time with your fans? How can you realize that this thing is about being a recording artist? How can you make that connection? Because that is going to take you to the next level. I'm learning to make this music career a lifestyle. Make it part of my life. I'm a recording artist who has a lifestyle that I'm living and sharing with the world. So a lifestyle. We are instruments. We're instruments being used by this higher power, sharing our gifts with the world. And a lot of times we forget to include that in what we're doing. And I'm learning to do that more and more. So I want to encourage you on that. Think about how the great spirit of God within us, that great I am, is using you as an instrument to share your gift with the world. Singer, songwriter, recording artists, musicians. Some of you are producers, engineers, record label owners, whoever you are. Think about how you can bring that spiritual aspect into your life, because I found that having those spiritual principles go a long way in this industry. On YouTube, everyone has a handheld device online on YouTube. That's the first thing that has helped me in my career, starting a YouTube channel right on YouTube. Another thing that has worked is when maybe you're doing a live show and you're out performing. You could take that time and have yourself recorded, or maybe you could do lyric videos. I have several lyric videos right here on my channel, songs that I've recorded, things that I've released, singles that I've released, and I would create a lyric video with them. So that's another way that you can promote your music, get it out there online, lyric videos on YouTube. Maybe you're doing covers. You could do live covers of other people's songs just to get people to show up to your channel, Then you can show them what you have. Starting a YouTube channel is not as hard as it used to be. All you have to do is just have that motivation to get started. I have several videos right here on my channel that you can check out. Check them out. How I relaunched my channel during the shutdown here a little while ago, and how I restarted it and just got back up again. You could take those principles, you could take my experience and put it into practice for you, starting your YouTube channel or relaunching your YouTube channel. Some of you have already started, but you never really uploaded. You never really got it going. So think about that for your music. People want to hear your music, and the best way that I found in my career is to do it right here on YouTube. The second proven way to promote your music online is using social media. Social media is effective. For me, I like Facebook. I have Twitter, Instagram. You may even have an Instagram account that you've been building. As a matter of fact, let me know in the comment section. I've been hearing some things about Instagram. I think it was the idea of maybe you got personal connections, and now they're starting to show recommendations from people that you don't know right now. Let me know in the comment section what's going on with Instagram. But that's another way that you could promote your music right online using those social media platforms. As a matter of fact, John Hunter responds to a question asked online, and it says social media advertising done right will do more for advancing your career than anything else. But it has to all be tied together from your product, which in our case, this is our music, your creative, your image, your branding, and how you interact with fans. You have to have a business model that is designed to take total stranger and turn them into a paying fan. It takes work and it takes money. That was John Hunter talking a little about it. He goes on to talk about how the releasing your music at special times, planning out your release of your music, a lot of things that we could do to take our music to that next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it to get it done. We want to go to the next level in our music, mindset, strategies, getting paid, next level mindset. That's where it's at. The different streaming platforms that are out there. Check out my single, Nobody, on Spotify. Go stream it if you follow my music, Nobody, Stevon. But you can do that and follow and build up your followers right there through your social media. One thing I like about it is that I can target and I can pre-qualify those on my social media. For example, I'll go to Facebook and I might write something like, this video is for those who follow my YouTube journey. So that when people do click on your video, it's something that they already know what it's about. Those who follow my YouTube will click on that one. Another one I might say, this is for my new single that just came out, Nobody, even on Twitter or Instagram. And it does a little pre-qualifying for me. So the third proven way that I've been able to promote my music online is using campaigns. Campaigns can be powerful. For example, I have a blog page that I promote, websites. You can even do an email campaign where you have an email list, send it out to all your followers. You'll be able to control the amount of people who receive your email. So consider that in your career. Collect emails and send out your music to people directly, giving you the opportunity to stay in touch with your followers. The one thing I love about campaigns, we can always set the parameters. You can set the time frame. You can set what you're going to give away. Sometimes you're maybe a free giveaway that you want to sponsor. There's a way that you can monetize your blog page, connect that to your music. But that's the third proven way to promote your music online is through campaigns. Campaigns can be powerful. All we have to do is put these things into practice. So maybe for your next single, for your next release. One of my releases was done with Beat Chain, and now I'm signed with my record label, Take It to the Altar Music. But I'd like to know what you have and what you've been able to do. Get your campaign in mind for different things. Building your fan base is about your lifestyle. And my lifestyle, I've learned to incorporate my music in my way of life. I've learned to make it a lifestyle. I've learned to look at this thing as a long-term journey and not just a short-term journey. Consider that in your journey. How can I incorporate this thing into my life? We talked earlier about a YouTube channel. Even in that, what has helped me in my life is to make it a lifestyle, make it something that I incorporate into my life, something that I'm looking for on the long term, learning, always learning. I have affirmations that I use. One of them says that I'm always creating win-win situations for everyone around me. As I help others to win, I win as well. Another one says, I have eliminated the word I can't from my life. Stepping out on faith, I can do all things through the power of the universe that strengthens me. So there's certain things like that that I can begin to put into practice to assist me in my lifestyle, giving me that authority that I need to build that community, to build my family, to build my career. How can you take your gift, your music, and incorporate it into a lifestyle that will give you the balance that you need to succeed in your career? Whatever success means to you. That's another thing that I've learned. Success means so many things to different people. What does success mean to you? This next bonus point that I want to share with you, it deals with the idea of promoting yourself, believing in having confidence in yourself, doing self-promotion, having that confidence that you can do it, you can get out there and do your thing and promote yourself, confidence that you have something to offer that can influence and empower this world. So think about that in your life. Consider how you can be more proactive in your own self-promotion, because if you don't believe in you, nobody will. You've got to take that opportunity to hone your craft and promote yourself. Because that reminds me of another affirmation that I have. I am the essence of Almighty God. I am a glorious and most intelligent manifestation of His almighty and divine presence, and we are one. So when I'm using my music, when I'm using my gift, when I'm performing, creating, I realize that there's a higher power. Whatever name you want to use for God, there's a power using me. There's a power using me as an instrument, a vessel, to be a gift to this world. So that's what I'm choosing to do. So I encourage you, have fun doing what you're doing, knowing that God is using you to change and influence other people with your gift. Self-promotion, that is what's worked for me, and I know it'll work for you as well. Third bonus point that I want to share with you is the idea of understanding what the industry is doing. Remember I told you about that? The industry is not really telling you about the mindset. We get so wrapped up into our gifts and our performing, going live, traveling all over the world, sharing our gifts. We forget about that mindset. So the first secret of the music business is that it's all about the money. At the end of the day, they're thinking about the money. They're not going to tell you when they bring you into the studio, laying down those beats, bringing in that creativity, right? That's part of it. But at the end of the day, what kind of bills can they pay? So keep that in mind as you begin to advance your career, as you begin to put those things into practice. Make sure that you're part of that payment. When you're thinking about your music, putting your music together, doing your thing, getting excited about your creations. One thing that has helped me is to remember that at the end of the day, it's all about the money. The secret of the labels, they're not going to tell you that. They don't want you to know. What they're doing is just bringing in money. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with us getting paid to do what we love to do. It's all of you. Remember that song is all about the Benjamins? That's how they're looking at it. And that's how we have to look at it and keep in mind, we might as well get paid at the same time. The second secret of the music business that record labels don't tell you is that it's best to not even need a record deal. Think about having your own business, doing your own thing. You know, it took me a while to begin to realize that all I had to do was learn the business. I started picking up different books, reading everything that I could on the music industry. I started getting into the habit of learning to watch my engineer when he began to work on the songs that we're doing. I began to watch and take those things in, knowing that I could bring that knowledge. So the best way to get a record deal is maybe not to need one. Even when it comes to signing contracts, being in leadership in that area. We're going to talk more about contracts in a minute. The best way to get a record deal is not to need one, to not really have to have that need to just go for anything that they put on the table. Learn the information that I need to learn. Develop that self-confidence and self-respect, that self-belief that I can do what needs to be done, making it in this music industry, taking it to the next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it to get it done. We want to go to the next level. Mindset, music industry, finances, everything that we do, next level mindset. So the third secret, record labels are not going to tell you in this music business is what's really in that contract. Remember we talked about that. How many times do we really know what we're signing? And they'll make it all look real nice on the cover. Take that time. What I've learned to do in my life, take that time to read and find out that fine print. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. When was the last time we really took a look at what's in the contract? What's really in the fine print? So I want to encourage you, the next time you're bringing your music beats to the track, think about that. We're all into our music and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I've learned in my life is to remember to take responsibility as a business mindset individual, as a leadership mindset individual, knowing what's in that contract. Remember that show Changing Lanes? He had lost the contract and he said all we have to do, remember they put it together, a nice plot. Just change the first page, put it on there and act like he signed it. You never know what they're doing behind our back. So make sure we're looking at our contract. Because when it comes to this music industry, they're not really going to tell you. They're doing it for their best interest, like we talked about in step number 1. Remember what we talked about? All about the money. They're going to think about how much money they can get. We need to realize our worth. And you need to remember how much money can you get from what you're doing with your music business, with your industry. And the fourth secret of the music business that the record labels don't tell us is that they need you more than you think, right? They really need you more than you need them. I remember when I was coming up in New Jersey, doing my music over there, shopping my record deals. They needed me more out there on the scene. I was the one out there talking to the people, getting in front of the media. Now it's you. You're the one that's out there making the red carpet runs, right? They really don't want you to know. They need you more than you really need them. Think about Epic Records. Epic Records needed Michael Jackson, Donny Osborne, all those artists. They needed them more than Michael Jackson needed Epic. They don't want you to know that they really need you to get out there and make the product, to make it all come together. This is the dark truth that they don't want to tell us. The dark truth that you need to know about this music industry is that they really need you more than you need them. So keep that in mind. They really need you. You're worth more than you think. One of my affirmations says, right here, right now, I am increasing my self-worth. Some will say yes, others will say no. No matter what, I stay positive because I know I am worthy, and God is making me even worthier still. And the fifth secret of the music business that the record labels don't want to tell you is that they really don't want to do the work. They really would rather be partying somewhere with your money, right? They would rather be somewhere sipping wine, celebrating off of your accomplishments. They really don't want to do the work. And in one way, this is a good thing, because when we do our work, we'll be the ones out there on those yachts. We'll be the one celebrating in those limousines, right? We'll be the one living the next level of life. They really don't want to do the work. And at the end of the day, that works out best for you and me, because as long as we do that work, putting in our industry work, recording those songs, releasing that next single. Some of you may be ready to release your next single. I want to encourage you. Go ahead and do it. But the record industry won't tell you. They don't really want to do the work. It's up to you and me to always self-promote. Be encouraged, be inspired, and be empowered. Now, before I go to those bonus points and that extra bonus power tip, go on over to Spotify. Check out my brand new single, Nobody. It's streaming everywhere. Put it on your Spotify playlist. Take a copy of it home with you with the Amazon links in the description. So this first bonus point that I want to share with you, it deals mostly with the idea of the industry itself, the sign of that contract. Remember we talked about the fine print? Always remember to read that fine print. For example, if something showed up and it was like that, right? I'm looking at that right there. I can tell that I'm not able to read that. Record companies and labels, they will put things in that fine print. I've seen artists sign so many things away, whether it was their copyrights on their songs, no matter what it was, simply because of not reading that fine print. So make sure you always keep in mind, we always want to know what we're signing. This next bonus point that I want to share with you, it deals with the idea of God being with us, right? God, the spirit of the universe, whatever name you want to use for God. In fact, here's what Quincy Jones had to say. He says, always have humility when you create and grace when you succeed, because it's not about you. You are a terminal for a higher power. As soon as you accept that, you can do it forever. Quincy Jones said that. So keep that in mind. It's always the Spirit of God within us, giving us the power to do everything that we need to do. One of my favorite affirmations, I am a strong, intelligent, powerful, and positive individual, living a prosperous and abundant life. I have all that I need at all times. I can do anything I put my mind to. It's about really the concept of deciding if you're going to be a singer, songwriter, performer, composer, or are you going to take it to the next level and be a recording artist? Think about that. Every recording artist is a singer, maybe a performer, composer, but not everyone in the entertainment world is considered to be a recording artist. It's really a mindset, a next level mindset. A recording artist create, and labels, they're looking for things like that. They're looking for those who create, okay? You have to decide. Are you going to be a singer, songwriter, just another performer, another entertainer? Or are you going to take it to the next level and be a recording artist? That's up to you to decide. I made up my mind. I want to go to the next level. I decided and I made my mind up. I want to be a recording artist, thinking about that long-term success, going to the next level in my music career. This next bonus point, it relates mostly to that testimony that we shared earlier. Remember I was talking about how he almost gave up? I almost gave up. You never know how your life is important to somebody else. I remember going out selling my CD when I first released my first EP, and there were people who would call me back and they would say, your music, it really blessed my life. So you never know who might be empowered by what you're doing. We're always impacting somebody's life, and you could always impact somebody's life with your gift. So always be willing to share your gift, and always remember when you're doing it, it's really God within you. Whatever name you want to use for God, the great spirit of God within us, always using and connecting us, allowing us to be a blessing to somebody else. This next bonus point that I want to share with you, if you are in the artistry, if you're someone who is a recording artist, maybe you're watching this right now and you're ready to get your music out there, you want to make sure you have what do you need to have to make it in this industry. I want you to check out this video right here. I think that video will be great for you to watch next. So check that video out. See me over there. Thanks again for watching and subscribing, becoming a part of the family. Grab a copy of my music and my books. Take them home with you. Stay blessed. Stay positive. Remember, there's nothing that needs to be done that together we cannot do. I'll see you on the next level. Peace.